26 episodes of the Talking Guys have premiered. So here we are, guys. Here's 26 more.
The 26 more?
Yep.
Like
that's
43?
50, no, 52.
We're doubling our body
43.
count in
43.
26 more episodes, guys.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. A couple of what's new for this week. Just take a moment to thank the brave men and women that sacrificed everything 19 years ago on 9/11. So we appreciate that in remembrance. Also, this week, the oldest living World War II veteran, Lawrence Brooks, turned 111 years old.
Yeah, that's crazy.
111.
I saw that.
Well,
So, to Mr. Brooks, thank you for your service. We appreciate that. He actually lives in Louisiana, and the National Museum of World War II, that's actually in Louisiana, had expected to receive between 500 and 1,000 birthday cards. They received close to 10,000.
That's crazy.
So, again, thank you for your service. The
100.
Dallas Stars are now one game away from actually making it to the Stanley Cup. They will play as of this airing. They will play.
I thought they were bad.
Hey,
they haven't been bad in years. They just can't win. There's a difference.
Yep.
Interesting.
They play Monday night, so when this goes live, they'll be playing tonight. For the chance at the Cup. Well, they will most likely be facing off against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So we'll see what happens. Also,
I mean, let's see. I can already call it. The Dallas is going to win that against Tampa Bay because they're the most north team of the two. Naturally, they're going to be better hockey.
Mm-hmm.
This is statistically proven. Yeah.
Yeah. That actually makes a lot of sense. I'm glad you pointed that out.
The Golden Knights are northern, more north.
Yeah, but they're also from Vegas. Vegas just kind of exists. I mean, it's one of those like cities that people go to and then leave kind of thing. So it doesn't count in the whole like north-south spectrum.
Yeah.
All right, I guess.
Nevada isn't even really a state. It's just kind of like a place that people go to visit Vegas. Like, you don't go to Nevada for any other reason. So
states are hard. I wasn't very good at biology in school, so.
Yeah.
I don't know what math has to do with this, but whatever.
Yeah, that's all related. And last but not least, it is officially game day. The NFL is back.
Yeah, boy.
Fingers crossed. That because they actually have people in attendance. There were close to 17,000 fans at the Chiefs-Texans game this last Thursday. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I know the MLB has canceled and postponed quite a few games. We've talked about that. I guess
cowards, wimps.
What happens
anyways
with the NFL?
They don't even have contact with each other. It's actually insane.
Yeah. Also, on unrelated, actually related note, if any of my players on fantasy get COVID, I'm quitting, and the whole season was rigged. So,
okay,
I'm actually projected
buddy.
to win this week, so we'll see what happens.
Hey, I had a good start. I'm honestly not that worried.
Yeah, I got almost 22 points off of one guy. So,
yep. 2 players, 40 points. And they both went above projected, so I'm in a good spot now.
Nice. Fantasy's fun.
Mm-hmm. It is fun.
Fantasy is fun, like D&D and all that stuff.
As far as I'm aware, that's all we got for what's new this week. I will see you guys next week.
Well,
Later.
We're still here. Later. Peace, dude. All right, now let's get to the real meaty subjects.
Oh, I didn't adjust it properly.
Oh, wow. He really did leave.
Out. And I really did switch to the 2 cameras.
Bye, dude. Wow. See you later.
Yeah.
Peace out, homeboy.
There wasn't enough in the budget to keep me all episode, so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true.
That's something we really need to talk about is our salaries.
cut some labor hours out of here to make our margins better. So, at least somebody gets paid $10. I'm not okay with $3 a month. Okay, I'm definitely worth at least double my salary.
I need at least one, meal at a fast food restaurant. That's all.
At least one.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be super expensive. Just a meal, $5.
It's got to have the drink included.
Yeah, and fries if they serve fries.
You're lucky I like doing this, or I would have told you a long time ago. This isn't worth my time. I'm a big money baller, and the hourly rate I'm getting right now is trash. Okay, and it's a disrespect to my ego, my narcissism, and everything related to that. Okay,
fair enough.
It's totally anti-capitalism. Speaking of anti-capitalism,
words.
I'm sure all of you know who Lululemon is, the super popular yoga pant provider that charges astronomical amounts of money for them. Like, I'm talking $100 or more for
I've
yoga
heard the
pant.
name for sure. But
wait,
hold
on. Wait, this is a person? She sells pants?
No. This is a company called Lululemon.
Why? What does that mean?
They're $45 billion company. That's what their estimated value is. And all they do is sell yoga pants. But at extremely expensive prices.
$45 billion for yoga pants?
Yes.
Anyways. They insanely comfortable?
They are supposedly the best ever.
But are we getting sponsored by these?
The interesting thing is, right?
Use code the Talking Guys at checkout.
One of their higher ups in the company is running a yoga workshop for anti-capitalism. And I think it was just a little ironic that they're doing that, considering they charge $100 to $180 for one pair of yoga pants.
I mean, I am sure that it costs them almost that much to make the yoga pants.
No way, dude.
How many different materials go into yoga pants?
They have a lot of their labor that goes outside of the United States of America. Like, they had a plant in Bangladesh that apparently they said their employees were being beaten at.
Well, I mean,
and so they stopped using them.
If you want to make $45 billion on yoga pants, you gotta source that labor. I'm just saying.
Yep, exactly.
Right?
Wait, hold on. Is this, you said 45 billion what, in 1 year, or
no? Their estimated value right now is $45 billion as a company.
Hang on a second, I'm gonna go buy a stock.
Yeah. So they're worth a pretty penny.
Yeah, I would imagine those pants probably cost between $7 to $10 to produce, possibly.
So you think it was a little? You think it's a little bit like, I don't know. What do you? Because their business model is basically based off of charging an exorbitant amount of money for what their pants actually cost to make, which I'm sure I don't even know what it is, but there's no way it's $100 for these. Or 180. So they've definitely used capitalism and the idea of capitalism to totally like profit and make a killing in money. So it's just interesting that they're running a yoga workshop for anti-capitalism. And a lot of people were having problems with that due to how expensive the yoga pants are.
They have a $39 pair. Okay. I mean, they honestly look insanely cheap compared to the rest, but they do exist.
Okay. Cool.
All right, hang on. So you 45 billion, you said earlier, right?
Based out of America, that's where the company came from. As far as I'm aware. Yeah.
When were they founded?
1998.
22 years, 45 billion. Not bad.
No.
Decent.
Making a couple million a year at least.
Yeah. That. 22 years from now,
the yoga pants.
If I have 45 billion 22 years from now, you guys.
And luckily, we can do yoga workshops and complain about how much money capitalism makes people, and I feel like that's a good thing to do. I just thought it was interesting. A lot of people were saying, pretty, I guess, upset over it. I don't really, I guess, necessarily care either way. It's just interesting to see like the
I mean,
sometimes.
honestly, though, there'll be a lot of people who are anti-capitalism who will now buy their stuff because of it and help them become a $60 billion company. So
Probably true.
So it'll be great. Marketing schemes.
Definitely the most amazing thing ever. I think it's good for them, man. That's some good marketing, really.
Now, you said they'd come out and claim that, right? As like officially, as the company had come out and said that.
What?
That you said they were
they're like having some like yoga workshop thing that you can join in on Zoom. That's for anti-capitalism. So like anybody that uses
but it's something
Lululemon.
that they had set up, right?
Yeah. It's like it's going to be done by somebody that's way higher up.
No,
in the company.
it's all marketing then.
How is it anti-capitalism though? Like, do they screen you beforehand when you want to join, or like?
I guess they're just. I don't even know. I really didn't know how working out and doing yoga and being anti-capitalism, like how they're gonna push that together. But there must be some way.
Like they're gonna, while they're talking through the steps, they're gonna just throw in different words and stuff. Maybe
like, we hate money. We hate corporations that make money. Irony.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing that I saw this week was Maisie, Arya Stark, if you don't know who that is. She is starring in a horror movie called The Owners. And I thought that was interesting because I did not really... I guess, it kind of makes sense. She probably would be good in a horror movie.
Yeah,
I want to do...
1 second. Sorry to jump in, but I just thought, let's give them the benefit of the doubt, going back to Lululemon. And I'm like, let's see what they've done for charity. Google didn't even populate charity. Like whenever I started typing it in, and then the first thing's just about them. Like, nice. Just want to point that out there. I'm not saying they don't do anything for charity. It just didn't. It's nothing prominent. So I was just, I was like, maybe they give away a lot of money. But
I'm sure they do.
I mean, they do for tax write-off purposes, but it doesn't look like they go above that. Otherwise, it would be mentioned.
Okay. Well, that's
what they do is they give away the money to the employees after the employees have clocked in, worked the shift, and then clocked out.
I mean, that's fair enough.
Hey, there is a company that did do that, and I talk about them on a regular basis as being like super cool, and I really like them for that. Chobani, the yogurt.
Work there?
No, the yogurt company, Chobani. You see all in there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think this was. I could look it up to give you the specifics, but the general gist of it was the owner of the company, the guy who founded it and made it. This was probably about 5 years ago. Everybody who worked for Chobani was given a stake in the company in shares, and those shares equated out to about $110,000 per employee. So I was like that, and I'm saying he gave it to every single person, even the people that work on the assembly lines, everybody. And I was like, that is a dude that's real.
Now this
like he made all this money, and then it's like he gave it back to the people that made him the money. At least
totally isn't true, but he definitely gave his employees the options of a stake or a stake. And so some of those associates left pretty unhappy, but they were able to eat
well
for a day or two. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So again, going back to this because I'm still searching. Their biggest thing they've done is on National Yoga Day, which is a thing, I guess, June 21st. That is the best day of the year. They will donate 100% of their revenues to nonprofits dedicated to promoting yoga. So nonprofits that don't help the world. I mean, it's a healthy thing. It's a healthy thing, but it's not homelessness. It's not, hunger. It is profits that are dedicated to yoga, like yoga for youth.
But yoga
Mala Foundation.
Yoga can change people's lives. My sister does yoga, and it really changed her life.
It's definitely a healthy thing to do.
If it changes a person's life, right, then them, by positively changing their life, could positively change.
If I'm sitting there starving or, in need of a roof or something like that, and someone goes, "Hey, you want to do yoga?" I'm gonna say, a blatant fuck you.
Like all the people in LA.
Yeah.
If you needed a roof or you were hungry, you should have probably worked for Chobani because you could have gotten either one of those.
I should have worked for Chobani. I'm actually putting in an application.
I'm just saying, man. Chobani's cool.
This is not an ad or a paid sponsorship.
Unless they wanted to be.
Yep, totally.
Chobani's the real deal. I could. Do you want me to actually look it up and tell you exactly what it was? Did you already look it up, Will?
No.
It was pretty sick. I was like, and when I heard that, I said, man, why don't more companies do that, man? Like, that's insane.
Hey, while you're looking that up, earlier you'd mentioned that Arya Stark, she was the one that everyone thought was attractive, right? She was the younger sister?
She was the youngest sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
The real short one.
I don't see it there, but to each their own. Same opinion on Emma Watson.
I don't see it either. But again, for Emma Watson, I agree.
Emma Watson isn't all that.
No, she's not even slightly attractive. But
now,
anyways.
Patrick, this movie is already filmed prior to COVID, or it got filmed during COVID and it's being released.
Say what? Sorry, I was reading this article.
The Owners, the movie you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Was it filmed during COVID? I know a while ago we had talked about the second season of that Zendaya HBO show had been filmed actually during COVID. Was this something that was similar?
This was probably filmed during COVID because I watched the trailer and it's all on one site and very minimal actors. I know obviously there's crew as well, but it's not like they're having to go around and shoot it because it's all done in a giant house. So they could have easily quarantined that off and recorded it.
So basically, it came out on the 4th of September, and then the main premise of the movie is a group of friends think they find an easy score at an empty house with a safe full of cash, but when the owners, an elderly couple, come home early, the tables are suddenly turned.
So how the turntables.
It has a pretty bad score on IMDb.com, but it just came out, so maybe they're just bombing it for whatever reason, and it could be like something, I don't know.
I mean, I say don't trust the ratings unless it's like a 1. You can probably trust a 1. But
I just thought it was interesting.
Ratings, watch it for yourself.
Yeah, because Maisie Williams was awesome. Life. So this is like one of her first things that I've really noticed since the whole Game of Thrones has ended. Sad day. Yeah, but just interesting that she was in a horror movie of all things. So I'm probably gonna watch it. I'm honestly probably gonna watch it just to watch it to see if it's any good or not. And then if it isn't and it sucks, oh well,
Is it a theatrical release or was it on a streaming service?
I don't know that either. I honestly didn't do enough research on it. Seth, tell me quickly. Save me. He keeps asking these hard-hitting questions, these hard-hitting journalism questions, and I just
keep talking. Keep talking.
She's great. The movie is interesting. At least it sounds interesting. Hopefully they didn't continue to spread COVID by filming this, because that would have been very bad. Very, very, very bad.
COVID is very bad.
Yeah, COVID's bad.
Well, I believe you had a question. What was it?
Yeah, what was the question, Will? I kind of forgot about it. What was the question?
Oh, no, I was curious if it had been released theatrically or if it was on a streaming service of some sort.
And off the top of my head, I believe it's on Prime Video, iTunes Store, Vudu, Google Play, Fandango Now.
Wow, cool. So, off the top of your head, that's insane, dude.
So that's the definition of a straight to VHS. Straight
to streaming, yeah. Interesting, cool.
Straight to VHS.
Well, it's good that you knew that. I'm so see, do the hard digging. The factual digging is done.
Always.
We're always prepared. You can hit me with any question you want, Will, and my boy over here has it ready to go.
26 episodes in, and we're still kind of unsure of.
What
our location?
Yeah. Real quick, actually, you had mentioned earlier with the 1-star reviews. Y'all had heard that Amazon has been criticized recently for having fake reviews. I know a lot of.
I did hear about that.
They're actually so.
I read most of them, so
I get paid to write them, so I would know a lot about it.
So when a person, an individual or a company is given the ability to review a device, and it is either a paid review or they're given that item for compensation for reviewing the item, device, product, movie, television, book, whatever it is, they are required to disclose that information.
Yep.
This is a paid review, or this is not a paid review. And I guess the reviewers on Amazon are being paid by the companies that are selling these items, but they're not disclosing that. And so they're saying, you know, oh, this is a great device. This is a great item. I love it. It's perfect. For instance, the other day there was something I was looking at Amazon. I don't remember what it was. And
it was that waifu poster, wasn't it? Just be honest.
No, okay. The pillow. It's actually the body pillow.
Oh, okay. The body pillow.
Oh, the whole. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue. Now that we know what he was really looking at, and what were the reviews like?
Well,
honest.
823, 825 reviews with an average of like a 4.4. The entire first page was all 1 stars.
No.
Yeah.
No. What were they saying? That it sucked?
Basically, yes.
Body pillow is not the real person.
It didn't feel comfortable enough. I feel like I was sleeping with a pillow, not a person. This is BS.
Yeah, that's totally what I was looking at.
Interesting.
Yeah,
it might be too comfortable because I think if you need a body pillow to be right, it's gotta have some hard spots. You know, like because you got like hips and shoulders and stuff. Like if you're snuggling with somebody, you got hard spots. So if you have just a pillow, it's obviously not gonna be realistic.
Yeah, exactly.
But if Amazon's products are being inflated by fake reviews,
you really didn't know that? Like I've known that
the world is flooded by.
I've had that suspicion. I guess I couldn't say for certain, but I've had that suspicion for a long time just from reading reviews. You can kind of tell people write these.
But I think it also depends on the amount of
super polished reviews, and you're reading it, and it sounds so good, and they even give pros and cons and everything. But it's like too good to be true. Who actually writes a review that specific, takes all that time? It's like, so a lot of times I'll read those and I'll keep scrolling for somebody who has spelling mistakes and doesn't really follow, you know, the proper, like, they don't put it together well, because those are the people that emotionally just popped off and were like, this product sucks. Or it's amazing.
I think the best suggestion is actually to sort through and because you can decide how you want the reviews displayed, and for me at least, the best advice I can give for anyone that's on the fence about buying something on Amazon or any other website, sort by worst review and then look at the complaints, and if most of the complaints are very similar, then there's a high chance that the item that you're going to get is probably going to be defective.
Because I've bought things that people talked crap about, and when I actually got it, it worked fine, and it was good.
Most people only complain when there's something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So if they sell 1 million devices and 500 go wrong, and they'll get 500 complaints, but they might only get 20 good things.
Yeah.
Like, because people aren't, you get something and you enjoy it, you don't immediately go, oh, I should review this. Like, I've got it, I'm using it. Like,
oh yeah, but it's always been that way. The people that are negative,
so, I mean, if you go back and
are always the loudest.
And I mean, 1 million sales to 500, things being wrong, I'll take those odds. If something goes wrong, especially through Amazon, they'll fix it for you.
Well, and exactly, that's where I go. Is you can get your products given back to you, refunded for it if it's bad.
For the most
what
part.
I do when I read a review is I just go through and I read what they're saying is bad, and then I critically think about, does this actually make sense? Is this really as bad as they're making it out to be? because some people, when they review it and they say bad things, it's like, this is ridiculous. They're like, it didn't perfectly fit my head. These headphones didn't, and they're just terrible because of that.
I can't believe they didn't
well,
measure my head before sending them to me.
It's a universal fit. It's not going to fit everybody's head. So you go through and you read a lot of reviews, comments, pros and cons, and you kind of get a good picture of what is really bad and what's just overblown because somebody's angry.
The only thing I review is like sketchy sites selling stuff. I review them to see if they're actually legitimate, because I mean I'm all for like helping small businesses. If I see somebody small that makes something that I like I bought a hoodie the other day from a small company, but I had to look at the company first and make sure that there's someone who, you know, their quality is good enough. They're just someone still trying to grow. It's the only time I look at reviews. Like when it comes to like Amazon, it's just like if I want it or I don't. But I also, if I look at something like, say I want a webcam, I'm not looking at the cheapest, which is where you're gonna have the most issues. I'm looking at least middle ground, because you know, get what you pay for. Rules of the world.
Yep.
I feel like, though, if the majority of the lower rated reviews are having a very similar problem, and you only have maybe 100, 200 reviews of this item on Amazon, for instance, and you're looking through and it's like, you know, two and a half pages and they're all 1 or 2 stars and they all have a very similar problem, that item probably is not you know, high enough of a quality to risk purchasing it. But you know,
I had some people that gave negative reviews about a Bluetooth headset one time that I bought. Okay, that people were like, "Oh, it's not 5 stars. Oh, it's okay. It's not great." And it was $19. They're like, "Are you serious right now? You wanted the best product in the world for $19. So you know what I did? I just bought it anyways, because I was like, it's $19. The worst is I can't get a return on it, and I lose 19 whole dollars. Oh well, I'll be fine. And I bought it, but I was like, well, okay, what's the best result? Maybe I get these and they work for 6 months. Is $19 worth having a working pair of Bluetooth? Yeah, probably for 6 months. That's pretty decent compared to spending $180 or $200 or $300 for, you know, Beats by Dre or something, or some iTunes one that like is ridiculous. iPhone, you know, they're earpods that are just ridiculous and might still break.
AirPods.
So I bought it and I used it for a whole year working out. Never had issues with it for $19. So it's like, if you're willing to take the risk, you pay for what you get. But if you're willing to pay the cheaper money, you know, sometimes you can get a good deal if you just ignore the reviews. So it's a give or take. You can't just go based off of reviews.
Yeah, I mean, I use, who the hell knows what brand headphones, also wireless, and I've had them for over 2 years now at least, and they were like $30. Things work just fine, and I mean I've dropped them many times when like taking off my motorcycle helmet, and like they work just fine. Like you're paying for a name when it comes to those stupid little AirPods.
No. Hey Pat, I actually thought you were gonna say, and then I left a 5-star review. On that 5-star review, I said that the headphones I purchased lasted a week. They were trash, but they were only $19. 10 of 10 would buy again.
I've really not had that many bad experiences on Amazon as far as buying things, even at cheap levels.
Amazon is a great place to buy.
But
if I can find the same thing on Amazon somewhere else, I always buy Amazon.
eBay has been more dangerous.
You've got good customer service, responsive customer service. You've got and then you've got, you know, for those of you who pay the Prime, you got quick deliveries and package locations and all that fun stuff.
I love Amazon. I would marry them if I could.
I would marry them for the money.
New topic, which is about money. So great transition there.
Transitions.
There are people in Britain that are talking about making the monarchy pay them back millions in tax dollars due to 345 million
pounds. He means pounds.
345 million in pounds, not dollars, pounds, for budget expenses from the royal family last year. $345 million. So that's really like in American, it's probably roughly around like, I would say like somewhere in the $500 million mark they spent as a royal family, like on expenses for living and everything. And obviously some of it is the queen, because she does like, political and job related functions, being the monarch and stuff. But there was some pretty crazy things that they've spent money on. And it was like, do you think that's a little astronomical to spend that much money as a family? Even if you are a royal family, is there like a point where spending that much money is just ridiculous?
Now, is this
he
in
said
1
it
year they
encompasses
spent this much?
whole, yeah, a year of expenses.
1 year.
And
It comes from the royal
anyone
family.
know how many members there are of the royal family right now?
There's not enough. I'll tell you that.
So 345 billion. I mean,
million.
Being that they live lavishly, if there were 345 of them, I might be like, okay, whatever.
$1 million a person. That's a lot. But
it's a lot, but they live lavishly.
I'm gonna take a guess and say there's 17?
5 that are actually real royal, and then their family members.
There are 16 members of the royal family.
Oh, I was one away.
And so that's Queen Elizabeth, children and grandchildren. Okay. So I mean, there's some young ones as well who are not even close to spending their fair share of the 345 million. Right.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, is it the people of Britain are wanting the royal family to pay the money back?
Yeah, they use tax dollars for their own expenses, and that's an insane amount. And I get like their own expenses, like they don't actually have a paying job, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know how it works with the royal family. But that's a lot of money to be spending of tax dollars towards who knows what, when it could go towards millions of other things.
Yeah. But I mean, you flip the tables here, I don't think it's that much. But I know there are, things that the presidential families, have used money towards vacations, trips, things people would consider unnecessary. I don't think it's 340. Well, did you ever get a conversion?
I'm doing it right now.
Okay. And if they spent this money, okay.
So
what's the family worth, and how would they expect the money to be given back?
Sorry, I messed it up. I did it the wrong way. From British.
Yeah, see, I guess that's my question is, do they not already have the money, right? And if they've been given the money and they're not receiving more money because with what Seth had mentioned, technically they're not getting paid to just exist.
Okay, you want to know how much it is?
How are they expecting
in US
to get
dollars
the money back?
In US dollars, it equates out to $441 million in US dollars.
So, but on the other side of it, the 345 million pounds is only 0.06 of the entire taxes received that year. So it's a small amount all over, but it's still a lot of money.
Yeah, a whole heck of a lot of money.
I mean, how many people live in the UK? I didn't feel like it would. I mean, 623 billion pounds in taxes. That is a lot.
Okay, so listen. Okay, let's take a back seat back. If you take 441 and you divide it by 16 people, we're only spending 27.5 million per person. That's not that bad, okay?
I could do that.
That's not that bad, honestly. A Lambo here every year, some rent due, taking some nice trips, You know, making sure you're wearing like good fashion because you are the king and the queen. You can't just wear like nasty stuff. You have to wear like the best of the best.
Like Lululemon.
Yeah, like Lululemon, you know. I mean, it's totally doable to spend $27.5 million per person every year. I mean, can't be that bad. Right? Nah, I think that's a little crazy, honestly. That's insane. That's a lot of money spent. You would be hard pressed to find millionaires, even billionaires, that spend that much money on their own personal expenses.
Yeah, I got a question.
Like, that's actually insane. Go for it.
Okay. So tangent here. Well, you said 27 million, right? A year.
27.5 per head. Yeah.
Okay. We'll say 27. 28. We'll say 28. The even number right there.
Okay.
Without spending it on other people, what that means is you cannot give the money away. You cannot throw large parties and pump money into those parties for 4 people. How do you spend that money every year? Because the things that you're buying are things for you. When you go on a trip and that costs $100,000, it's for you, and you are the only one going. Can you spend that much money in a year?
Yes.
I mean, absolutely. If I was absolutely trying, yes. But I'd have to be full out trying. We're talking weekend trips on the private plane around the world. Like,
right. Like they said, Prince Charles has rented private jets, helicopters to take him places.
They don't own.
That's expensive.
They don't own their own helicopters or jets.
No. Well, I mean, maybe when they were
this money.
Listen, they were probably in a different country, and he wanted to have a helicopter when he went wherever.
Oh yeah,
he was going, you know.
Last time
sometimes when you go to the grocery store, you got to fly a helicopter there.
I'm like, I might as well get a helicopter. Like,
yeah.
But if you're okay, so then since you can spend it, but you're not spending on other people, the vacations you take, the cars you buy, the places you eat, you are paying for yourself. You're not paying for others, and you are not taking people with you. Do you get lonely after a while or bored?
I mean, maybe
after
a few years.
You have family members? Can you take like girlfriends with you and stuff, or boyfriends?
Can you take people if they
you can spend money on your friends, right?
Like no. What if they pay their own way?
The money is spent on you. So every dollar that you spent is towards.
Well, I'm gonna find some really rich friends.
Well, and I'm also gonna say that if I, decide to go spend a week in Finland, I don't know, I just picked a random place. Like I'm gonna make tons of friends while I'm there because I have, a lot of million to spend, and so I'll make tons of friends there. We'll have a great time, and then I'll go somewhere else and I'll make friends there.
But the friends that you're making,
you could technically spend money on your friends and still be spending money on yourself, like renting a big condo and then allowing them to stay there. But you rented it for yourself. They happen to be there for the weekend. Okay.
Well, no, that's not.
You hired a butler to take care of you, but you have 16 friends with you, so he happens to make meals for them too. I mean, you can get around these rules, and I'm going to because we're gonna have a hell of a good time. $27.5 million a year. I'm living life. Okay.
No,
I'm buying a Lamborghini Superlago every year with my name stitched in the back seat because I'm Patrick O'Brien.
There is no back seat in a Lamborghini.
Dude, why the hell are you having someone stitch in your Italian
I'm
leather?
JPO, man. I flex on people every day of my life.
Seat.
Flex. You see this? I got money. Yeah. Do you have money like me? No. Well, then you're not allowed to be part of my group. Okay. I would go to Finland and be like, where's the royalty? Oh, you're just a millionaire? Well, I mean, I guess you can spend like a few hours with me. I guess.
I don't know. I'm just saying, with the very obviously, 27 million, and you're free to do with what you're free to do with it with what you want. Very easy to spend. But if you were forced to only spend it for entertainment for yourself and on yourself and by yourself, I think after the first year, I think you'd be bored and lonely.
And give me a couple years. Come on, because I'm gonna need a couple houses and some nice places. I might even need my own island.
You're
Islands are
living there by
expensive.
yourself in the houses.
No, you're not. I'm gonna have a
Yes.
wife, kids.
No, that they have to pay rent.
No,
to
they
you.
don't.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the
so
requirement.
for that
They're
time,
part of the royal family.
No,
I get
for
27
the
and a half
years.
per person I come into the family with.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's true. Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, at that
so
point,
I'm a
at that
$90 million
point,
budget
getting
now
married is
just
just
for
making
having
money.
one child.
But no, this isn't you being part of the royal family.
If
This
there's
is
any
just
women
you-
out there that would like to date me so they can get paid $27.5 million a year, please let me know. Applications start today. We will have to have children. Because I need that 27.5 added
each
at least
child
2,
is
3,
another
4
27.
times.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
I've always wanted to have
everyone's
12
benefit.
children, so this is a perfect time to start. Okay.
Yeah, but no. In this situation, you are not part of the royal family. You just have 27.5 million. You're an American that lives here by yourself.
Okay.
So then you spend a couple years compounding your interests. Like
No, you
buying,
have to spend it
No.
in the year.
Yeah, so I know, but I'm saying like you spend it on buying companies, buying houses, buying land.
But
and then,
next year,
and
do
then
I
you
get
give
27 and a half?
it up. You're just like, you know what? I don't want this anymore. I want to have friends. But now you got all that shit.
I
Yeah.
don't think it works that way.
See, you're
It works
smart.
that way.
Oh, he's so smart. He's thinking above the box there, outside of it, all around it.
We making money, and then we'll get to the point where we don't need that 27 million anymore. Where it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna live life like a normal person.
Because
with
technically,
my yacht and stuff,
spending money to buy a business is still for me because I want to run the business to make more money. So I'm still taking care of myself. So I could invest in anything I want to with the money, 27.5 million every year, and then buy all these property, premier real estate, buy 28 different houses in downtown Dallas or wherever I feel like is a good spot to buy houses at. And then when it's over, just sell them back to people. Become like this Moogle real estate guy that, dropped 27 million into his business. I get it back, then I invest it after the rules are over. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm a big money baller over here.
And
Let's go have
now
fun.
you can have a family and friends.
Yeah. You just got to think big picture, man. I would do it for a few years. Being by myself would be fine if I had the long-term goal in effect. I mean, that's kind of what me and Seth are doing anyways right now.
Just without the 27.5 million.
Yeah, we're only at 24, so we're working towards that 27.
Yeah.
Yeah, go check out Patrick's OnlyFans. It's called Pat Plays.
Thank you. Yeah.
Shout out.
I actually have been thinking about doing it. So if people would be interested, just let me know in the comments down below. I've got a lot to give to this world, and that could just be the start of something beautiful.
Actually, because we'll talk about it. Y'all, I actually heard that it is more lucrative to be on OnlyFans than actually to film porn now.
Yeah.
So a lot of the actresses that were producing content for companies, adult website companies, have now transitioned to OnlyFans, and they're making significantly more money than they were filming.
There's no real middleman. Make sure you claim your taxes.
Yeah, it's smart. It's smart, and you might as well jump on the bandwagon while it still lasts, because it could be just a fad that tweedles out, and then you can go back to porn if that's what you need to make your money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but hey, I'd
be in business.
I guess good for them, because they get.
And then hey, maybe you can still do porn.
They get way more
OnlyFans. You just make your own
control over the content and what they decide to show or do.
Exactly.
But I know a lot, and I've never actually gone on OnlyFans or paid for any of that. But from other podcasts I've watched, other than the Talking Guys, there have been people that have paid for that. And then there is paying for more content. So they will show.
So you subscribe first.
Yeah, and you spend money, and then if you actually want to see more, you have to spend more money. So it's like a real life microtransaction, basically. Like
there's a picture that she'll post.
Life is microtransactions.
If you're checking out guys, he or she will post, and then you spend like $15 to unlock the picture, or like $10 or like $5 to unlock the picture, and then you'll like get to see the pictures. Sometimes there's more than one picture, so you can get like a nice like 17 pictures and for $5.
Pay for that.
It's good. It's good money, dude. You know, it depends on what you're looking for.
I mean,
you know,
I
found this one girl that was into feet. You know, nice premiere footage.
She was into your feet.
You know what I'm saying? Premiere footage.
Into your feet.
That is dumb.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. No, I've watched a video about two different people that there was like these twins that like went and got on it and like to show. They still blocked everything out, but they were just like, this is ridiculous. And they spent like, I can't remember how much money. But yeah, definitely crazy. It's kind of a ripoff. But the sad thing is there's lots of
money doing it.
That will do it. So
and you got lots of people who will just be like, "Hey, it's my job." I mean, I guess it is, but it's just a little weird.
Yeah, man.
Like you can't take that stuff away. So
to each their own.
Years from now, when you have children and they are surfing the internet, guess what they might come across?
Oh God, stop!
Yeah,
I'm just saying you can't take that stuff away. That's why I'm always careful what I post on the internet
because
it is always here.
What is this?
Yep.
Listen, it was when we were young and stupid. Just don't look at that stuff anymore. And then 5 years down the road, you find out your kids, been checking you out for years off of all your content, and you're super disturbed. That's gonna happen someday. I'm just waiting for the stories to start coming out.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
Okay, a topic change, which was given to us by someone that listens, and he wanted our view on it. Is metal music satanic? Views, go.
I would go with no. I mean, it's a band is what they choose. The style of music isn't what affects it. I know that more than not, they're gonna have. There's a lot of that use, like satanic type symbols and stuff, and so they probably lean towards it. But the style of music, like heavy metal with screaming and that kind of stuff, is not satanic. That all came from, back when people were a lot more religious than they are now. And, screaming was just, like, they literally said that screaming was letting it was a demon coming out of you kind of thing. Which is clearly stupid. I personally can scream. Maybe I'm not too well, but I'm pretty sure I'm not possessed. Pretty sure.
Only a possessed person would say
you're pretty sure?
Pretty sure. How can we ever really know? But, and then, because then you also have, not screamo, not metal music, that also is, very dark and, evil, if you want to use that word. Definitely not religious if you're going for the opposite. And so like in that's stuff that's on mainstream everyday radio. And
yeah, they said 60 years ago, hard rock was considered the devil's music.
Mm-hmm.
I think it really just depends on the symbolism of the lyrics. The way they present themselves, maybe whether it's in concert or music videos, certain rituals that may or may not be performed. I think it just kind of comes down to how they present themselves. I don't think it's inherently satanic, but you do have people that are going to view it that way just because of the dislike and how harsh they consider the music to be. So clearly it is not something that is God friendly. So it must be satanic. A lot of people are probably
90%
with that
of music
mindset,
but it's not God friendly, so it must be satanic.
Yeah.
But I think it goes deeper than that, because the themes that are portrayed in metal, especially on album covers, etc. How they dress, how they act. I mean, it's definitely different than any other musical group. I would
mean,
debate
I
that you
would
can
say
find. Like, go look
percentage
at
of a music
Korn.
genre.
Go look at Korn and all the crazy shit they've had as
Yeah,
their
but percentage of
albums.
like a music genre,
Mastodon,
I'd say
Avenged
metal is
Sevenfold,
probably the
Slipknot,
highest.
Lamb of God. I mean, we could go on and on. There's some really interesting stuff, like, and what they talk about. I mean, Marilyn Manson, like, the dude lives in a house with no lights, like, has white skin, has shaved his teeth into like vampire like teeth, like wears black makeup. Like, you go to his concerts, it's like, death, decay, just weird stuff that you wouldn't normally see from people. And it's a lot of it is primarily towards, I would say, more things that are based out of like a satanic interests than you would put, like, the same with like a horror movie. Horror movies, a lot of them cover very interesting stuff. So I don't know. I think it would be interesting to I think it would be interesting to see, like, if you really did the research. I feel like there's definitely a lot of concepts that go deeply into the more dark side of life. And maybe it's not truly satanic, but there's definitely some exploration that goes on. And when you see the fans and what people tattoo on themselves, the shirts that they have, like, you don't go to a metal concert wearing, some nice light blues and some cool little like sparrows and like shorts on. You go there like, like, I don't know. I've been to metal concerts. The crowd there, it does not look like any other kind of crowd that you would go to. Like, not even rap, hip hop. I mean, we could choose any genre that, has its own interesting things about it. I think metal is, I'm not saying 100% satanic, but there is definitely a lot of stuff that goes into it that definitely glorifies that type of characteristics in it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
feel
I
like
can
you would
see
be
it
hard
drawing.
pressed to say that it doesn't.
I can see it drawing a lot of inspiration from it, but
Yeah.
I think ultimately it comes down to the band itself and whether or not they choose to portray that.
Because, I mean, just by album covers, like, dude, Korn has disturbing ass. And they're not even true metal. Like, they're metal, but not even to the point. But they have, like, you know, children eating other children and, like, just crazy stuff on their album covers that just, like, why even portray that? That it's just kind of weird. I don't know. It goes past just being normal. You're definitely dipping into that. Not to mention, like, the what do you call it? The star thing that everybody, what is that called? A pentagram?
Yeah.
Pentagram. How much that's glorified and put on different things and stuff. That's directly related to, like, satanic ritual and worship of, like, devils. I mean, devil worship, the idea of, like, having lich kings and all this stuff. All that's from, like, necromancy, which still goes back to satanic type worship. So I would say that there's a lot of metal bands that might have good messages, but there's also a lot of them that do deeply explore that side of life, even if they don't truly believe it or not. And that could lead your fans into that kind of type of belief too.
Well put.
What y'all have to say about that?
I still have to say that it depends. It's I mean, what someone chooses to do with their music is what they are. It's not the style itself, because, like you said yourself, some can have good lyrics and some cannot. I would say that the bigger percentage of metal music seems to lean towards some sort of satanic thing, but it's not. You can't speak indefinites on it. You can't say metal music is satanic.
Yeah, because definitely not all is.
But sure. And it definitely is a lot of it.
Yeah,
but.
But I mean, in defense of metal, there's other many other different artists that have had that kind of stuff in their music, including like Lady Gaga back in the day. She literally made a music video. I think it was for I can't remember which song it was anymore because I don't really listen to her. But her whole music video, she had pentagrams in it, weird signs, like the things she was dressing in and everything, you know. And now she's stepped way back from that, and she's actually, you know, kind of like said like a lot of stuff she did in her earlier career was like not good or healthy, etc. If you guys pay attention to Lady Gaga at all, she's really like turned around and become a completely different person.
Yeah.
And that's just one example. I'm sure if we looked into it, there's a lot of it throughout. Like, you know, there's that rapping band that basically they're like 3-6s. Like that's what they are. Like I can't remember who it is. I'd have to go look it up again. But like lots of different people have done that in the past and have interesting things to say, but not in all of their music. So I would definitely agree with Seth in saying that it's not like everybody in metal is just 100% into that. But I do think it plays towards that kind of group of people more than any other music does by far, just in how much it panders to it.
And I mean, you also have to think about the fact that, you know, if it all depends on beliefs as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you don't believe that, you know, in the basic form of a religion, like where, you know, a god and a devil or whatever, if you don't believe that, then I mean, is it any different than having, I don't know, let's say like a whole thing like revolving around Mandalorians, like fiction is fiction.
Yeah.
This is the way.
That's true. That's a good little argument, kind of, just to say that like it really depends on your beliefs. So in America, because of our, you know, Judeo-Christian values being so firmly wrought in a lot of what we believe, to us it might appear that way. But to another culture that's not necessarily like Christian orientated, I mean, like maybe going back to like mythology, there was, you know, like Hades was a god and he was from hell, but he wasn't necessarily a bad guy as far as I'm aware of. They make him, in our movies, we portray him as one. But as far as I know, like, you know, people that were from the underworld weren't necessarily evil, good. They just had a different
he was just the god of the underworld, just like
chaos,
Poseidon's,
you know,
the god of the sea.
Yeah.
It's just the place that you're the god of.
Yeah, I don't think Hades chose where he was placed.
Yeah. So I don't know, you know, I mean, to me personally, I've never found most of it offensive. I actually think skulls and stuff like that, you know, I think it's cool. It looks sick, you know, but that's just that's my personal view on it. I don't know if I put it on my body, but I've never like been like, I mean, I listened to Korn when I was young and thought they were awesome at the time. And I still do like them and I'll still listen to them. I don't care really. But I could see why some people would take it that way, especially depending on your religious leanings. So that's an interesting thing, though.
Yeah, I honestly don't care what kind of music you listen to. You know, that's your choice. You do you.
Because if you're, you know, like an atheist or something like that, someone that believes there is no God, then why would you care if they portray like dead things? It's just like, you know, death is as much part of life as life is part of death, right? So you can't have either or. So it's like just being more interested in that side of it isn't
very very philosophical of you, Patrick.
And also yet. So I'm gonna figure out immortality. I don't want it, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna take it to my grave.
Well, you know, I hate to tell you this, guys, but I do have the fountain of youth in my shower, and that's why I take such long showers every day, because it rejuvenates me and I can live forever. So, not giving it to you, though.
Yeah, I mean, I would hate to live forever, so thanks. So, let's see.
We'll come back to that, living forever. Probably not this episode, because I know
but at some point it would be.
We're getting close on time here, but yeah, definitely put a pin in that. That would be something interesting to talk about, the benefits and negatives of living forever. and if it's something you'd want to do. Before the show started, Seth had mentioned there's a game that's pretty popular right now called Among Us, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's on the computer, right? It's one of those computer games.
It's a tablet game as well. I'm not sure if you can get it on your phone. Didn't try, but you can definitely get it on a tablet for free.
I'm gonna double check.
But it is a So I don't. Have you guys played Mafia growing up? You guys played the game Mafia that you play in a group with your friends?
The card game. Yep.
Yeah. Will, you know about it?
There was a game called Mafia that was a third-person Grand Theft Auto style game. Nope.
No,
okay.
It's a real life game.
To clarify, Among Us is at least on the Play Store. I don't know about iOS's App Store.
I'm sure
but
it is. If they have
it is on.
If it's on Play Store, it's on iOS. I can guarantee you that.
For the most part, yeah. But yeah, it's on there. So if anyone's interested, it actually looks like it's a free game.
It's free on I guess Play Store or iOS. On phone or tablet, it's free. It's $5 on Steam for a computer. I'm assuming you probably have a little bit more. I mean, just mobility and stuff on computers probably better, but and from what I'm being told, you can play cross too. So if you have it on tablet, you can join in the lobby with someone with PC.
So what you're saying is we're gonna set up an Among Us to play as a group.
I mean,
can we find 8 people that will play with us?
You can have podcast. You can have 10.
I want to do a podcast where we play Among Us. I think that would be fun, dude.
Okay, so someone
logistically wise to get everybody's screen.
I mean, we can just stream something though.
Yeah, as a third man out. Ooh, the Talking Guy streams. There's an idea.
But we could show at least our 3 screens.
Pending.
You know, and we'll record it, and we'll get to see what's going on there. But the other people wouldn't be able to see. I don't know if that would work.
As someone that did not play, I guess, the correct Mafia growing up, would you care to explain to the viewers what exactly that is?
So, I mean, I'm not going to explain Mafia because it was a card game and I don't remember all the rules. But Among Us itself is very similar. So, it takes place on a spaceship where you have X amount of people. I think you can have up to 10. I don't know if you can have more than 10. But, you have... Depending on how many, if you have 10, you have 2 people, but we're going to bring it down. Let's just say 6. You've got 1 saboteur, murderer, and 5 other crew members. So the whole job is you go around the ship, and you're looking for clues and trying to figure out who among you is the murderer. The murderer obviously can sneak through vents while no one else can, so they can get around the ship in a different way. But if they get seen going in and out of the vent, obviously you know who they are, and you immediately call a meeting and say, "Boom, it's this person." So you got to be sneaky. You've got to kill off everybody, or stop them from completing their tasks, because they have to complete tasks to get the ship, I guess, operational. And if they get the ship operational, then you lose. So all the crew members are running around doing tasks. The person who's not really doesn't have tasks, but they're running around pretending like they do. And then trying to find people soloed out or whatever and kill them and get away before, someone sees them. And so whether people find a dead body or they call an emergency meeting, everyone then goes into a lobby where you have 90 seconds to talk among each other, where you're like, I think it's this person because of this, and so everyone's included. So if you can try and pass blame off if you're the person. You guys are just trying to figure it out, and hey, I saw, Will and Patrick go into the engine room, and
only Patrick came out.
Yeah, now Will's dead, and Patrick was the last person I saw with him. I think it might be Patrick, but then someone else goes, well, no, Patrick was with me in the, in navigation. And so, you've got to... It's just kind of fun. You're trying to figure it out. It's like a little detective game, but at the same time, you're also trying to be super sneaky because it randomly picks who's the person.
Yeah, and it picks 2 people. If you're playing with 9 people, it'll pick 2 people. People. So you'll have 2 imposters to try and figure out. So the imposters can work together. I think that's when it really gets fun because you only have a couple rounds, because the imposters can kill like 2 people every round. So if you wait too long, it's over. But if you come up with some system, like people will all go in groups and be like, so they'll try and like not split up, but you have to split up because they give you tasks and you have to try and get all the tasks completed in order to get the ship operational. And if you don't get the task completed, you lose also, as far as I'm aware. But usually the games don't last that long. People die.
Do you have to hide the bodies?
No,
They're
say
just
where
left
you
wherever they go. Yeah.
And so, and then when someone finds the body, then they can report it, and then you go into your talk stage. From what I can tell, you can also like try and kill multiple people before the body's found, if you're quick enough.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's an interesting game for sure. I downloaded it. I haven't played it yet, but I've watched quite a few people play it, and I'm looking forward to it. I have a birthday stream coming up, and I was gonna try and get some friends on and play it for that. I think it'd be pretty fun.
Oh, I told them I'm playing, and I'm gonna destroy, dude. I know it. I'm gonna catch the imposter every time, and I'm gonna be the best imposter ever.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first, boys and girls.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess I didn't say also in the talking stage, everyone can vote or skip a vote. And so if you convince, like, say you're the killer and you convince everyone that Patrick is the killer, like, so say I'm the killer and I convince everyone Patrick is, they vote him out, he gets spaced, and he's out of the game or whatever.
But the fun part is,
but the game still goes on because you didn't find the killer.
Yep. The fun part is, especially when you have 2 imposters, it'll tell you when they vote them out, it'll tell you how many imposters remain. So when you vote somebody out, and then right after that, it'll pop down on the screen, 2 imposters remain. You screwed up and you sent the wrong person, and now you're in real trouble. I watched a round where some guy killed like 5 people in one round. Because you get a timer on how long. Like after you kill somebody, the imposter has a certain amount of time that they can't kill anybody before they can kill again. So in one round, the guy killed like 4 people. It was actually brutal, and they ended up winning. The imposters did.
Nice. Yeah, and also,
and they
like through the game,
that round that they thought wasn't it.
Obviously, if you use like Discord to talk, it changes the rules a little bit. But in the game, you can't talk to each other during the moving around and stuff. And if you die, you also cannot talk to anybody.
Yep.
Obviously,
I think that would make it more fun.
Yeah, obviously in Discord, if you're all in Discord, you can all talk to each other, but you just you follow the rules, or you're nobody likes you, you get kicked from the party. Like, so you just like you go on mute, and they have a chat box that if you're dead, you can talk in the chat box to other dead people, but no one else can read it. So you can be like, oh yeah, this person killed me, and like the dead people now, definitely know who the 2 imposters are, but they can't tell anyone else, which I think is interesting.
So when you die, do you spectate someone else?
No, when you die, you still go about as a ghost and do your tasks. You're supposed to still do your tasks because you can still help the crew win. But you just go around, but you can't tell anything, so you could watch a murder and not be able to tell anybody.
Now, can they see you, or do you actually show up as like a...
But they see you. You look like a little ghost, but they can see you. But like I said, you can't tell anybody, so it's like, if there are 2 people standing right next to each other, obviously you don't want to kill one because you'll get reported. But if there's a person and a ghost, then you're just like, they can't tell anybody, I can still kill this person.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It looks like it would be really fun in a group. It's definitely COVID friendly because you don't have to get together. And since it's on the phone, apparently,
you don't need a $2,000 PC to run it. Like
maybe we can do a game night with all of our friends and do them Among Us. That would be fun, right?
All 3 of us.
No, okay, we have more friends than just us 3. Jeez, Will.
I think we could probably get 4 people, I bet.
Yeah, potentially 5 if we're really, throwing it out there.
Ooh, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
If you want to be my friend, comment down below.
Yeah, comment down below. Leave your... How would you do that? Discord name, and we'll add you, and you can be part of the group, dog.
Is there not like a username that you would set up for the game when you log in?
No, because like I said, it's a phone, and they made it pretty simple. You actually can change your name before going
Whatever
into
you want.
anything. So, like before going into a lobby, you select your name so you can make it. I mean, I'm assuming they have filters, but you can like make it whatever you want.
You can make it like Pat Man, you know, and just be like the coolest ever, running around saving people's lives, one step at a time.
Pat Man versus Homeless Pat. I don't know who wins that one.
Pat Man.
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, so it's a cool game. You should check it out. It came out like 3 months ago now, but it just like it got its traction, and
Yeah, I heard
it's
about
all
the
over. It's
last
all over
week.
Twitch.
Yeah.
Pretty big right
Everyone's
now.
playing it. Like all the big streamers are playing it for 40,000 plus people. And,
Everyone's playing, and so should you.
yep.
Everyone's
Yep.
playing just like Fall Guys. Everybody's playing, so you
Fall Guys is another free one. It's interesting, but I'm not even gonna go into that. But
Another
Yep.
topic for another episode.
yeah, check it out if you want to. Don't if you don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. No pressure.
Yeah.
You should definitely get it though.
It's free.
No
Download it
pressure
now.
though. It's free, but no pressure. Okay.
Nope. Nope.
Will, send me a screenshot. Okay.
What?
After this show, send me a screenshot of you having it downloaded. Okay. No pressure though. No pressure.
Okay. Oh, Fall Guys or
Both.
Among Us?
Yeah.
Okay.
You need both by the end of the day, or
Yeah.
we're going to 2 screens.
Yep. You got to be part of the group, and we want to do some like bonding stuff outside of the podcast to get us like better unified and friendly with each
It's
other.
team bonding every time.
So like tomorrow night
Team
at
building,
8,
sorry.
you have to show up and play some Fall Guy games with us, and then we're gonna play Imposters together. Okay? I mean, Among Us. Okay? Sounds good.
Yep. That's the
Awesome.
that's the plan.
See, that's how we make friends come to our things. We just set up a time, and you're like, you will be there, or you're getting a point for not being there. Okay?
What
And
happens?
after 4 points, you're defriended, deplatformed.
I mean,
Everything.
I feel like it's good to have those rules, those boundaries set,
Yeah.
so you know when is enough. Like,
Yep.
4 points though.
Yeah,
4
4
points.
points.
So missing 4 events without letting me know ahead of time at a proper
At
amount of time.
least 4 hours ahead of time.
Only
For
4 hours, not
You'll
4
get a
days.
half a point. If you don't, and you let us know like minutes
See,
before.
I think for friends
Yeah.
and stuff, we might
Uh-huh.
be buying food. You never know. It needs to be at least a day in advance. 4 hours, I've
yeah.
already bought the food, and now I might
Yeah.
be wasting food.
Yep, a day in
Yeah.
advance telling us you're not coming,
Fair enough.
you'll get a half a point. If you do any time in 24 hours before event, a whole point. And if you just don't show up and you don't tell us, 2 points. 2 times of that, and you're gone. You're not a
Fair
friend
enough.
anymore.
Fair enough.
You're just an associate. Somebody I used to know, like the song.
By Go TA. That was super popular 8 years ago. Wow.
Dude, that was
still
a
a great song.
great
Okay?
song, though. Yeah.
One hit wonder.
It kind of was, actually. Yeah, I don't...
And it was done better in
What else
covers,
did they
which is
Yeah, that's true.
didn't even like kill it in the original.
But it was so good. It was...
That was good still.
Yeah, you know what they say.
What do they
All
say?
good things in moderation.
If you like it, indulge.
Mm-hmm. That's my motto, too.
All right. That's not actual advice from the Talking Guys. 26 episodes. Here's to 26 more because we're gonna hit that 43 mark.
43. Hell
Yep.
yeah, dude.
So leave a comment down below if you'd like to play Among Us with us, or if you've got a topic that you would like us to discuss on a future episode of the Talking Guys.
Like
And
so
please,
from-
please, like, click, and subscribe. Ring that little bell. Tell your friends, your grandparents. We're, for the most part, family friendly. Occasionally we cuss. I'm sorry. Language is language. It's just part of, we like to have a diverse language here.
Yeah,
All
I mean, I feel like if you hold back cuss words, you're not expressing yourself right. You're not using the English language to its fullest.
Yep.
I would hate to disappoint my English teacher and not cuss.
And as SpongeBob and Patrick said on that one episode, we found colorful words on the dumpster, and now they're like adjectives that you just add in, and they make the phrase more colorful.
Yeah, since high school, I've called them sentence enhancers.
Sentence enhancers. Oh, that's what it was, wasn't it? Sentence enhancers. Oh,
Sentence
yeah.
enhancers.
God, that was good. Anyways.
That's the longest outro ever. This has been the Talking Guys 26. I'll see you guys next week.
Later.
Peace.